Hi, it's Stephen DiPietro. Thanks for taking the time to have a look at this video. What I'm going to talk about is service with purpose. And ultimately, what service with purpose is all about is to solve the question of why, let's say, lower level staff or front end staff or the entry level staff or the people who are at the front line serving customers, why it is that they seem to at times be disconnected from the strategy of the company. Why is it they don't give the service the organization wants? Why is it they don't necessarily get engaged in their work? Why is it that as a consequence the customers are also not engaged with the company? So what's causing that big disconnect? So the issue of why this disconnection is happening is what I'm trying to solve with service with purpose, and what I'm going to solve with this series of emails and all free stuff that I'm going to give you. So we're going to get stuck into finding out what exactly is going on and how to fix it. So the second part is we're going to look at what is customer service, what it really means, and what it means for the customer, what it means for the staff member. What does engagement mean? So we're going to look at that side of it as well. Now the third part is the how. How is it going to get fixed? How are we going to fix customer service and sales? Because that's the other part of it. We'll talk about that in a few moments. And the last one is what if. What if you do get this right? What happens to your organization? And how do you benefit personally? So I'm going to get stuck straight into skip across the top of some subjects, so that you can get a feel for what we're going to be talking about in the coming rollout of the emails and the materials that I'm going to be sending to you. Now, once again, it's completely free. There's no obligation. At any time, you can unsubscribe. You can sign up some friends. You can do what you like. This service costs you absolutely no money. So firstly, what we look at is in making that connection between the higher end of the company or the strategy and the front end, we look at the purpose. We look at why the person who works in the organization is there. Why indeed is the company there? You see, with most frontline employees, they don't necessarily care about mission, vision, goals, values, strategies. They really just don't care. What they care about are two things. They care about why am I in this job apart from getting paid? It's number one. And number two, what do I need to get the job done? That's all they're interested. That's all they're interested in. How can I get through this job and get my job done? So they're the two things we have to solve. All the stuff in the middle is for other people. It's for middle managers and those types of people. Now that raises a point. Who am I talking to here? Who should be listening to these videos and reading my emails and those types of things? Well, it's not for the frontline employee. So I want to leave that. Sure, you're welcome to listen and watch if you're a frontline employee, but it's more targeted at the person who's managing those frontline employees, because they're the ones at the critical pinch. They're the ones without the time, the ones without the resources. They're the ones who, to be honest, sometimes haven't learned the skills because they've just been newly promoted. So that's one type of person I'm interested in. I'm also interested in a small business owner, so anyone who's got that direct contact with the frontline staff. Now, there is a separate piece for high-end managers and for CEOs, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. And absolutely, if you're one of those, you're more than welcome to look and listen in, because I'm going to have some special nuggets there for you. But they're the two groups, but more than anything else, it's anyone who's managing someone who's at the front line. Now, sure, everyone's serving someone else, and we understand that, but it's someone who's really dealing with the front line. So with that being said, what we're going to look at is how to measure service, how to understand the why issue of the company, why it's there, how does that engage with the employee. We're going to understand service a little bit better. We're going to get to understand, well, what exactly is service? And how does that impact, that definition, how does that impact on how you manage your staff? The fourth thing is we're going to look at specific sales strategies, and there are some bonus materials that I'll be sending through to you. For example, there's a strategy on how to double your revenue in 3 years. It's a guaranteed formula based on customer service. You don't have to spend any money, you don't have to buy anything, it's just how to double it in 3 years. Now, the other one is I'll be sending you some some more bonuses, but we'll be looking at specific strategies for managers. What can they do? So some of these bonuses are going to be around how to conduct surveys, how to find out what's going on with your customers and your staff, designing loyalty programs, staff incentive schemes, measuring staff and customer engagement, what I call the 4 Ps of service, the 4 personalities of customer service, to marry the 4 personalities of customers with the 4 personalities of the person who's serving them. We're also going to look at some specific strategies and things that every manager must do to properly, and I mean properly, manage their staff and get them engaged. And finally, what we look at is the integration of this why question, the purpose, and the service. So how do they get integrated and what happens? What does happen is that, and this is what's in it for you, what's in it for me, is that ultimately you get more engaged staff and employees, and your job becomes easier. So you do a better job and it's easier, and because you're not spending all this time and effort on employees that you don't have to, because you've nailed all this stuff along the way. So basically, so you can get your job done a lot easier. So thanks once again for tuning in. All sorts of goodies are going to be coming through on email. If you're too busy to read them, that's fine. All this stuff's going to stay online. You've got it forever and ever and ever. You can go back to it. That's fine. You can share it and do what you like with it. Really, really excited that you've joined, and really excited to be sharing this with you. Hopefully the Aussie accent, for those of you who are not from Australia, doesn't put you off too much, but hopefully it's also a little bit different for you, and it gives you a little bit of a different slant on things. So thanks once again. Once again, it's Stephen DiPietro signing off for now, and talk to you soon. Bye-bye.